Where justice and independence prevail, it's our country, our land. Where equal rights and correct policies prevail for people to lead a peaceful life, it's our country, our land. So begin the lyrics to the national anthem of Myanmar, where over 30 million voters will head to the polls this weekend. On November 8th, more than 90 political parties will compete in nearly 1,200 constituencies. Of the 90 parties, only 2 are key players in the battleground: the ruling military-backed USDP and opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy Party, or NLD. The NLD is widely expected to sweep the polls, but experts say a landslide win by the NLD is anything but a foregone conclusion.
I think it's very hard to predict the result. The vote result, the election results could be quite fragmented. We just don't know, really.
Well, I think there are lots of reasons to expect that it won't be a landslide, largely because the elections won't be free and fair.
That was Dr. Lee Jones, Senior Lecturer in International Politics at Queen Mary University of London. Speaking before that was former Australian Ambassador to Myanmar, Mr. Trevor Wilson. This will be Myanmar's first general election since the end of direct military rule. Observers and voters hope it will be the country's fairest in decades. Will the vote be democratic? Dr. Lee Jones.
There's been an absolute catalogue of abuses. The electoral roll has lots of inaccuracies. There's been violent intimidation and harassment of NLD activists, certainly in some rural areas. I think there will be intimidation of voters, possibly ballot stuffing and so on. The ruling party will do what it can to remain in office.
There's also the question of whether opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi's popularity will translate into votes for her NLD party. Former Ambassador Trevor Wilson says that remains to be seen.
I think people have got quite used to the previous government or the current government and the way it operates. They're not entirely happy with everything, of course, and there are quite a few things that they are most unhappy about, like the role that the army has in human rights abuses and land grabs and things like this. But on almost everything, the National League for Democracy, the opposition, is an unknown quantity in terms of actually running the government. They are an unknown quantity.
And the problem is that a lot of expectations placed on Aung San Suu Kyi is that she'll become president, she'll wave a magic wand, democracy and the rule of law are brought in, and everybody's problems start to end. And I think that that's just not realistic. She knows that's not realistic, but she does pretend as if the rule of law will solve all problems. Well, it won't, because many of these problems are actually deeply rooted structural socio-economic problems.
Problems like housing, difficulties in providing finance, and a lack of industrialization in the country. And these aren't going to be solved easily or quickly, whether it's an NLD or a USDP win.